check. Keep hosing, check. Run up a check. Get money.
Hey y'all, welcome to my YouTube channel, or welcome back to my YouTube channel if you've been here before. Today I'm going to give you a peek into what I do to have a everyday natural makeup look. It's like a soft little natural makeup look that I did for a friend's pool party, and I posted it on Instagram, like a little snippet or whatnot. And you guys said you wanted to see the full thing, so here you go. Don't forget to like, comment, and make sure you subscribe. So first you're going to see me go in with this Tatcha Silk Liquid Canvas, I think is the name of it. I just recently got it. I'm going to put that all over my face, and I put that down as a base to help my makeup stay on longer. Next, I always do my brows after I set my face with like whatever primer. So I'm just going to go in with this Anastasia Beverly Hills brow brush and a Morphe pomade. I usually use an Anastasia Beverly Hills pomade, but I recently upgraded. Well, not upgraded, but I got a new one, so I wanted to use one that was fresh. So I kind of dab it in the little container top to get the excess off, and then I go through with starting on my brows. Not gonna go into a whole lot of details about how I do my brows specifically, but you can kind of see here. It's gonna be sped up a little bit later on, but if you want a brow tutorial, drop that in the comment section and let me know. And on this particular day, unfortunately, my skin would not let me live. So I've been hanging out at the pool with friends from time to time. And so I think I got like sunburned. So it was on my face. It's been on my legs, my arms or whatnot. And so I noticed it when I was doing my makeup. It was on my nose. So I just kind of scraped it off. And then I went ahead and went in with these ♂Rose Gold Luxar, I believe is the name of them, drops. And so I just put those on my face in the areas where I had dry spots to kind of give it some moisture, and that way my makeup wouldn't look flaky or anything in that area. So after I filled in my brows with the pomade, I go over the top and underneath the bottom with my Fenty Pro concealer. And I just use a small little brush. I'm not sure what the brand is. It's just something I had laying around the house. As you can see, it's a little bit raggedy, but just ignore that. But yeah, so I go in and I just kind of sculpt around the bottom and then the top to give it more of a defined look. Next, I'm going to go in with this beauty blender. This beauty blender is actually made by Beauty Blender. So I just went in with that and I blended in the edges of the concealer to make it more soft, of course, and give it more of like a natural look. And I don't like to go too dark on my brows, so to me, I think these are very natural looking. I do want to get better at brows though, so if you got some tips, go ahead and drop those in the comment section too, because I could definitely use some tips. After blending that in, I go over my brows with this Anastasia Beverly Hills brow gel. And so I use that to just finally like set my eyebrows in the place that I would like them. So I kind of brush upward and then, you know, I go in the same direction that the brows naturally flow. And I do that on both sides, of course. Y'all, ignore that double chin because I don't know what's going on. Quarantine got that thing flourishing, but just ignore it, okay? I wish I could crop that out or fix it or Photoshop or something, but I can't. Now moving on to my face, I'm about to get into the foundation. So I do put this Maybelline baby skin product over the areas where I have pores, like above my lip and kind of like around my nose. Forehead, I do, I don't know, this has just always been something that I do. So I use that before using whatever foundation. In this tutorial, I am using the Lancôme Teint Idole. I don't know how to say it. Lancôme. Okay, so we're using Lancôme, and I just kind of put that on my face, and then you'll see me here. I'll go back and I spread it with my fingers before using any type of blending tool. Going in with my beauty blender, of course, to just go ahead and press that into my skin and blend everything out. And this foundation I love. It has SPF and it just looks really good on my skin and it looks very natural, so that's why I like it the most. I'm gonna go in underneath my eye with some concealer, same concealer that I used previously. It's the Fenty concealer. So I'm going in underneath my eyes to conceal my little bags, and I'm putting some on my forehead, nose, and then right above my lip. Sometimes I go right underneath my chin, but not today. After putting on my concealer, I go in and I blend it out with a beauty blender. Once again, and you guys, this is a damp beauty blender. So yeah, I'm going to blend out the areas I put concealer with this beauty blender. And then next, it's kind of time to do some sculpting. Now I will leave this under my eye for a little bit because it'll give me a better coverage. So you'll see me how I'm going into like sculpting. So here I'm using the Fenty Match stick to go underneath my jawline because like I said, my double chin is flourishing right about now. So I definitely want to go ahead and get rid of that or kind of sculpt that a little bit. So you're going to see me put that on my cheekbones, underneath my neck, and then just on a couple areas on my face. Using this Real Techniques brush to go in and blend everything out. I always use this brush or I use a Morphe brush, but both of those are my go-to for blending out my contour. And so like I said earlier, after I let it sit for a little bit, I'll go in and go ahead and blend it out toward the edge of my eye. And I'll do this on both sides, of course. you can dab it on a towel to just get rid of the excess and get back to blending. Typically when I'm done with this, I would go in with setting powder, but I forgot. So I'm moving on to my MAC Mineralized Skin Finish in this shade Dark Deep. And I'm just going to go ahead and apply that in the areas that I contoured. So it's going to go on my cheekbones, around the sides of my my forehead, and then I kind of just lightly dab it on all over my face to kind of just blend everything in. With the bronzer, I'm just going to go in and put it in the same areas that I just put the MAC Mineralized Skin Finish. So again, exact same areas. Now I'm going to go ahead and go in with this Tarte blush in the color Party. Yeah, so I'm gonna go ahead and put this on my cheeks using this Real Techniques brush. When I'm putting on my blush, I tend to do like a little smile or whatever. I'm sure you've seen other YouTubers do it. So that's how I put on my blush, you guys. And typically this would be my final step if I were just doing my face and nothing to my eyes. So I use this Anastasia, however, you know what, like tomato. Anyways, I use her palette in the color called Sun Kissed, and then I just place it on the my upper cheekbones, and then sometimes I place it a little bit in the center of my forehead, down the bridge of my nose, and then up on the upper lip on the little cupid's bow. Is that what it's called? I don't know. Yeah, there. So typically when I'm done, I like to take this big brush by Real Techniques and just brush over my entire face. I've always done it this way, just to go ahead and blend everything in and get off any excess powder. But if I'm doing something wrong, let me know. Drop it in the comment section. Now this would have been the final step of the tutorial if I hadn't forgot to set underneath my eyes earlier. But here I'm just taking that same bronzer color that I had used earlier by MAC, and I'm putting it into the creases of my eye to act as kind of like a shadow. I always use this MAC Fix Plus spray, like every single time I do my makeup I use it. But when I want a more natural look, I will typically take this little Laura Mercier padded whatever you want to call it. It's like a little pad that comes with her translucent powder that I no longer use because it's too drying and I'm dry skin. But anyways, I use that and I go through and pat all over my face to kind of blend in the makeup and make it more soft and give it more of a natural appearance. So for this look, I decided to use the Better Than Sex mascara by Too Faced. I didn't want to put on lashes at first, but your girl ended up putting on lashes anyway. You probably saw that on my snap, but that's neither here nor there. I use this mascara. I love it. It definitely gives me a lot of volume and makes me feel like I have on falsies. So yeah, I messed up. Like I said, typically I would set underneath my eye immediately after I blended in my concealer, but I forgot. So I'm going back and doing it, and I just kept it in this order. I didn't try to go back and insert this clip. I'm letting y'all know I forgot. Okay, my bad. But yeah, I'm going back in and setting it with this Fenty setting powder. And that is it, you guys. Thank you for watching. Once again, don't forget to comment, share, like, subscribe, all of the above. Let me know what you want to see next.